Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're going to continue with the '06 Dyna project that's been sitting for 9 years. We're going to open this tank. I'm sure it's horrible inside. I haven't seen it yet. We're going to do this together and we're going to replace everything we can. Fuel pump, fuel lines, filters, gaskets. Then we're going to throw it back on the bike and see if it's going to start. So before we start, I want to show you what we're dealing with. The gas tank gets open from the top. So we got a new gasket for it. There's 2 lines in the tank. We're going to replace those. There's a fuel filter and O-ring, new fuel pump. I don't know which one of these bottom filters will work. And there's some rubber seal that goes around the pump. So we should hopefully have everything we need. And then after we get it all back together, we're going to put this on the bike that is sitting right here patiently waiting. I already got the new key made that you saw in the last video, me taking the ignition switch off. And I already replaced the battery. The battery is very easy to replace. There's a bolt right here. Pop this cover off. Battery sits right there. So now when I turn the key on, everything comes on. Bike cranks over. So once we have a good fuel system, we should be okay. I also want to mention that I replaced this O-ring already. That's very easy to replace. You just squeeze down this. There's a spring underneath this metal part. Just squeeze that down with whatever you can find, or some pliers or something, and then pop this O-ring out, put a new one in. So that's already been done. So this top gets taken off by T20 Torx. Okay guys, here we have all the screws removed, and I forgot already something that I need to purchase. I'm gonna have to get back after I get it all back together and just added that on. I forgot to buy all these new washers. They're rubber, like a seal washers. Some of them stayed on the screw, some of them stayed on the cover, but they're pretty bad. They are kind of dry rotted and coming apart. So I'm gonna have to after this is all done, just come back off camera and change these seals. But something important when you're ordering all these parts that I got laying here, don't forget to get these new washers. So let's take a look what it looks like. I can tell you it smells terrible, but the inside of the tank, as nasty as it is, let me put this aside, it's not rusty. So there's some surface rust on some of these mounts, but nothing we wouldn't be able to clean up. So overall, I think we might be able to get this bike started today. So let's start the disassembly. This bike's getting painted, so I'm not worried about scratching the tank, but otherwise I would recommend putting a rag or something here. I'm just letting it scratch it because it's gonna get painted. We're gonna disconnect this connector here first. There's just a little pin that you gotta, right here, you gotta lift on this edge to clear that little stopper. And then inside, let me get you a little closer. Okay, what I'm talking about is this float right here on the right hand side. We're gonna move this cover to the back so you get a little bit of better view what I'm trying to do here. And you see this little plastic kind of a clip up there. I'm gonna try to hold this camera, put my finger on it. This one right here, you're gonna lift on it up towards you, and this whole assembly is gonna slide like this out of the bracket, and we can take it out like this. So now we should be able to get this whole part out of the bike without any trouble. As you can see, I got the top cover off and the whole float assembly, which is gonna have to get cleaned. I'm gonna put that aside, and now we can take the gasket off. That's gonna be garbage. You see how it's all kind of warped and stretched. To take this fuel pump assembly out, same idea. There's this little clip. You're gonna lift on that and push it upwards, and it just slides off its bracket. And that's gonna help us right here. You see this fuel line? The end of the fuel line, here's the new one, looks like this. So what we have to do is it's a quick release. You squeeze these two clips over here down. There's one here, and the other one is directly underneath it. You squeeze those, and the line should pull off, should, should pull out like this. You see now the line is out, the O-ring stayed in there, but the line is out. See, the line is actually broken. That's what happened with these old lines. They just get so brittle. Let me show you here on the camera. You see how easily this breaks? So that's why always when you're replacing the fuel pump, you want to get all the lines replaced, because see, these are nice and flexible, it's brand new. Plus you get the brand new check valve here with all the O-rings and the guts in there. I don't think there's anything that will stop us from taking this assembly out. We got to twist it this way and carefully try to wiggle it out of the bike, out of the tank. See, it's a little bit of a fight, but just don't be too brutal on it so you don't break anything. Okay guys, so this is what comes out of the tank. There's nothing left in it. There's just a piece of this check valve over here that is broken, which is part of this broken hose. The filter is completely gone. You see the gas ate it up. There's just the other part of that plastic clip. It's still in the tank. I'll show you in a minute. And then here's the float. So there's a good chance that those contacts there are fried, but it ain't gonna stop us from running the bike. I'm gonna clean all this stuff up. Then in a minute we're gonna take all this apart. So let me just show you inside the tank with the flashlight what it looks like. All this stuff should clean up pretty good. It's kind of loose. Down there you see the part of the check valve, the line that is broken, and that plastic piece back there, that's a part of the fuel filter. But I think we can clean all this up pretty good. Advantage is to having all this big access that you can stick your hand in there and clean everything up. I took these parts outside, and I'm gonna start first with using just a wire brush. Here we have this part cleaned up. It's not bad at all, really. I cleaned these contacts as much as I could, make sure everything moves freely. So that's a 50-50 that it's gonna work. But this stuff is basically ready to go back in the tank. So now we're gonna move on to the most important part of it, which is replacing this line, the fuel pump. There's a fuel filter right here, and a fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to start by disassembling everything out. This clip, it's part of the fuel sock, which is another fuel filter that's on the bottom of the tank. Let me show you the new one. As you can see, the old filter completely disappeared. So this is what is left of it. This will be the new one. So that's for later. Then should be able to take this bottom part of this plastic housing off just by squeezing these clips. You see, these are the rubber bushings, so to speak, that comes with the kit. You have the new ones. We can undo this connector. Just leave that hanging. And then we have this line. Over here, this line, there's two clips. Kind of want to push them outward carefully. release that line like this, and now we should be able to slide this pump with the line attached to it out of this plastic housing. Here we have a metal clip that also has a little keeper in there. So we put that off, and then this could come off, and here's our fuel filter. So dump this off. Here's the new, I'm gonna put new O-ring there. So now you see here's our all the new filter. You can put that in there. This O-ring will go around this black housing. And now can squeeze this back together. It just pops back in pretty easily. And we're gonna put this metal clip back in to keep everything from coming apart. Like so. You see here you have the little keeper, and then the metal pin just slides in and keeps everything together. Here's our fuel pressure regulator. We push these little clips up. So there's the clip. You kind of try to keep it the way it was on there, because it goes on there only one way. Just pushed on there. The O-rings are most likely swollen up. So there's this O-ring, and then we have this little filter, and then there's the internal O-ring there, right there. So make sure you get all that off. With this little plastic insert, then an O-ring over that, then this, then this. So this is what it looks like. Okay, the easiest way to put this new stuff back in, I just put that little O-ring in first. Sprayed some lubricant on it. Next, I'm putting the little filter on there. Next, we're putting the next O-ring that goes over it. And then our fuel pressure regulator. Squeeze it in there, and then our clip. Remember the way the clip was on there? It should just pop back in like this. Okay, I'll clean a little bit of this mess over here, and now we're just gonna transfer stuff, the new stuff, over the same way the old stuff came off. So here's our new pump. Don't forget to take these plugs off. We got a new line that we're gonna put on this. If you try to put this on cold, it's not gonna really go. It's very stiff. So I just warm this, just kind of try to warm it up carefully, because it will kind of melt pretty quick. So you see, with some heat and persuasion, it'll go on. And I don't feel comfortable just leaving this on there this way, because there's a pretty good pressure. So since the kit comes with the clips, might as well put those on. Because if this line pops off, the bike will stop immediately. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now we can put this rubber spacer on. The clamp makes it tight to get through there. We're gonna have to rotate it a little bit. I have to tighten it after it's already on there, just so it'll go. There you go. Next, we're gonna pop this bottom rubber off. Put the new one on there. Pump's gonna have to be rotated. This kind of tells you the position of the pump, because this goes on here, and then on one side you have two, and on one side is just one clip, so it just goes on there this way. Now we can put this back on and tighten this clamp back up. Now the other side of this hose goes right there, which is this fitting. So what we need to do, we need to just cut this off. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like. It's all the way at the end, and again, for the good measure, we're just gonna put this clamp on it. So now here we have also an O-ring. The kit doesn't come with new ones, so I'm just gonna take a chance on this one and reuse it, our filter. The direction is clear because on one side of the filter it's a small clip, on the other side is a larger one, so it only goes on one way. The last thing we're gonna do is remove this check valve, whatever's left of it, and put a new one on. It's a 7/8 wrench, just like this, complete. Stick the whole thing in there. New O-ring is already on it. I went ahead and cleaned everything off the camera, so this is pretty much what the gas tank looks like now. This is fine. That booth, that little filter bottom, and the big filter right here, it's gonna catch whatever little stuff would be there, but this is gonna be just fine. Kind of gonna twist it in like this. Try not to block all your view. This check valve line, which is connected to the bottom piece that we just put in, we can click that in before we slide the whole assembly in like this, and then just gotta find the sweet spot when it's gonna slide in. Now it is, there it is, just clicked right in. All the lines are connected, so now we have this wire and our float assembly. Next, we're gonna put our gasket on loosely, and we got our float assembly that will click in just like the fuel pump did, only being pushed in the opposite direction than the fuel pump, like so. Now this wire will plug in together right here to this one. Sorry about that, just hard to work and not to block all your view. This only goes together one way, like so. Now this will simply just lay on top, and we put all our screws in. So here we go, we are ready to put this back on. Because this motorcycle sat for so long, and I don't know if the fuel injectors are gonna be bad or something else is gonna be a problem, I'm not gonna bolt it down. All I'm gonna do is connect the crossover line and my fuel line here, and of course the wiring up here for the fuel, and we'll see what happens. All I'm gonna connect is my crossover line here, my fuel gauge, because I'm curious if it's going to show anything, and my fuel line over here, which is just quick release. Look at my other video when I was replacing or removing the ignition switch on this Dyna, and you see what it takes to take the gas tank off. It's just the reverse. So I'm not even going to put this cover back on. I just leave it zip tied up here. Turn it on a couple times. Fuel pump sounds good. Okay guys, so this is going to be it for this video. Look at this, 9 years sitting. Started like that. We got lucky on this one as far as messing with the fuel injectors and stuff. Probably wouldn't hurt to put some fuel injector cleaner into the fuel, but I'm really excited. I can keep on going with this project. Seems like it's running good, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.